that he's gonna answer for us. All right. Dave's question was, huh? Okay, it was a great question. I about to read the whole sentence. All right. Who would you expect? Because you're a Michigan State University fan. All right, MSU. Who would you expect to be the next coach for MSU?
Who would I expect, or who would I want?
Who would you want? Sorry, who would you want? And give like a little quick background story for those who don't know what's going on.
All right, so for those who don't know about the whole Mel Tucker situation, Mel Tucker hired a lady, Miss Brenda Tracy, to talk to our students about avoiding sexual harassment in situations like that. One thing led to another. I guess they kind of got close, and Mel Tucker has now been caught with like a 45-minute lewd conversation over the phone. Miss Tracy said that she was froze. She didn't know what to do. She filed it, I think, under like sexual harassment or some other sort. Not a good look, especially coming off of a scandal with Larry Nassar, like not even 10 years ago. So we fired him after it's gone public. At first, it was an investigation. It still is an investigation, but we chose to now fire Mel Tucker. The reason being, like I said, the whole situation. So now we're having Arlen Barnett, I believe his name. He's now our interim head coach. And so with the interim, you got to find a replacement. So that's how we ended up being here.
All right. So who do you want the new coach to be?
All right. So look, who do I want?
Oh.
Who?
Kyle Shanahan.
No. He ain't going nowhere. He signed an extension. Who do I want? I want Mike Elko. Now, I feel Mike Elko is unobtainable. This is his second year at Duke. He signed an extension. Why would he leave Duke, where he had won ACC Coach of the Year his first year there last year? He has Duke looking phenomenal his second year there. He's reviving the Duke football program. He has no scandal to worry about. It's a Power 5 job. He doesn't. Why would he leave that to come to another scandal within 10 years? We're quote unquote rebuilding, maybe because the transfer portal was open for 30 days. Who knows who leaves, who stays, something like that. Why would he come into this dysfunction when he has a great setup at Duke right now that he made? Like, he carved that out. So I want him, but I don't think we'll get him. Now, here's two guys I think we can get. The first guy I want, Willie Fritz, head coach of Tulane. Now, Willie Fritz, 63 years old. Overall coaching record, 199 and 115. He coached at the D2 level, FCS level, FBS level, and the JUCO level. Now, here's a couple notes I have about Willie Fritz. While at Blinn, from 93 to 96, he went 39-5-1, which is a JUCO. He went 39-5-1, 2 national championships, and the 3 years prior to him coming, they were 5-24-1.
Yikes.
Turned them around.
Yikes.
So then he went to Central Mizzou from 1997 to 2009. Gave them their first playoff berth in 32 years. He went 92-47 at Central Missouri and is the most winningest coach at that program. Wow, mind you, his father did coach there as well. So then he moves on to Sam Houston State, 2010 to 2012. His second year there is the only undefeated season Sam Houston State has. Well, not season, regular season that Sam Houston State has in 2011. The only one. He went to back-to-back national championship games in 2011 and 2012. His 3 years at Sam Houston State. He didn't win them, but he went. He moves on to Georgia Southern. And did y'all know Georgia Southern, he went 17-7 in his first year there. They went undefeated in the Sun Belt and won the Sun Belt Conference. That was their first year in the Sun Belt, and they went undefeated. Like I said, he went 17-7, and now at Tulane. He got a Cotton Bowl last year. Tulane in the Cotton Bowl, couldn't imagine it. He beat Caleb Williams and SC to win the Cotton Bowl. He went 12-2 after going 2-10 the year prior. Tulane, he's 45-46 at Tulane. But Tulane, I think, only won like 3 games, 2 years since before he came. And he did nothing but go up except the one COVID year they went 2-10. And I believe that was due to injuries. He's turned Tulane around. Everywhere he's gone, he's turned them around and fast. MSU needs a guy that could come in and turn things around fast, and he's not a coach that has dealt with scandal. He's an older coach. He turns things around, no scandals where he leaves, and he wins. He's a flat-out winner, and he's a group of 5 coach. We're a Power 5 school. I feel like that can entice him to coach at another level, to test himself. So, also, a couple key notes, and I'm going to be done with Willie Fritz. 22, Bobby Dowd, Coach of the Year. 2022, Bobby Dowd, Coach of the Year. 2022, George Munger, Coach of the Year, which is given by another group, or given by another organization, the Maxwell. AAC Coach of the Year last year. 2014, Sunbelt Coach of the Year. 2012, Liberty Mutual Coach of the Year. 2011, FCS Coach of the Year. So the man has pedigree. Now, another guy I would like to get if we don't get Willie Fritz, Kirk Cignetti. Kirk Cignetti now coaches at JMU. His total record as a head coach, 111-34. 62 years old. He coached at IUP. They were 4-10 the year that he got there.
Hold on, Carl. What's his record again?
111 wins and 34 losses.
Yeah. Go ahead. Keep going.
IUP was 4-10 the season before he came. While he was at IUP, they went 53-17. Elon was 4-12 and had 4-20 and had 6 straight losing seasons before he came. Cignetti in 2 years went 14-9 and made the playoffs. And he beat JMU at home, ending endless streaks that JMU had at the time, which was foreshadowing because now he coaches at JMU. Wow, he was now he's at JMU. He's 44-8 at JMU, including last year, their first year going from FCS to FBS, where they could have made the Sun Belt Championship if it wasn't for the restrictions. He's 44-8. He where's my notes? Where I leave off at? Excuse me. While he was at the FCS level at JMU, in 3 years, he made the national championship once and the semis twice in 3 years. Another coach with pedigree, no nonsense. He wins, he turns programs around, and he doesn't leave a scandal. That's something we need. I understand I've seen guys put up Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer, there's been scandals, arrests, jail. It's Florida was a mess. There's literally
him and the players.
Yeah.
There's literally a documentary about how it wasn't in depth like it should have been, but it's a documentary called Swamp Kings where they touched on how they called Gainesville Gangs Vegas, and there was arrests, everything, a lot of things. We don't need a coach who's going to coach hard but let things slide if you're good. No, we need a no-nonsense coach that wins. Yeah, so those are my 2 answers, Willie Fritz or Kirk Cignetti.
Man, sound like both of them sound like Coach Prime, but I know,
right?
I don't think we could pull Coach Prime. I would love Coach Prime.
I'm saying how they go everywhere they go, they win. But that's all I'm saying.
Got you.
God, passionate too about these 2 coaches too.
He gonna need them.
Man, I don't see enough about these 2 coaches. To
Nah, they ain't winning on Saturday.
Oh, we'll get into that later. I'm here to answer questions.
All right, I'll ask my next time. All right, you can stay on the last. All right. So mine was more like a debate question. All right, but I'm gonna let you talk. And get the people what you think. My question is, who are the top 5 QBs in college right now in order?
So I have it in order. You want me to start from 1 to 5 or 5 to 1?
5. Well, I think we all know it's 1 to 5. We all know what 1 is.
All right. Number 1, like Joe said, we all know Caleb Williams, 878 yards, 12 touchdowns, no interceptions, 12 carries, 61 yards, and a touchdown with a 79% completion percentage. Number 2, Drake May. Now, if you would ask me just strictly this year, he would not be number 2. But since we're doing in college football in totality, he's number 2. Drake May, 891 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, he got to stop these picks, 4 interceptions, 28 carries, 116 yards, a rushing touchdown with a 73% completion percentage. Number 3, Joe, you might be surprised. Michael Penix.
Oh, okay.
Michael Penix, 1,332 yards, and I believe in only 3 games, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, 74% completion percentage. Number 4, Quinn Ewers, 740 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 61% completion percentage, no interceptions.
I know
And number 5, I might get killed for this. Shedeur Sanders.
There we go.
Oh!
I was waiting for you not to say it.
I think about to say Doug Hartman's went that. Go ahead.
Shedeur Sanders, 1,251 yards in 3 games, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1 rushing touchdown, and 79% completion percentage.
And then 1 interception, 1 in his spot. You know, right there.
And let's not forget to mention he's 3-0 on a team that almost every college football analyst said had the worst roster in college football.
Woo! Should be number 1. That's what he's talking.
Nah, Caleb Williams is for sure number 1. You can't get past the Heisman, who's having a great season with 79% completion percentage.
We're gonna see in 2 weeks. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, he's gonna shred that defense. Just can that offense respond? It's gonna be a shootout for sure.
All right, go ahead, Tomo.
Sound like you don't believe.
So you got my guy.
I believe.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got Quinn at 4.
Michael Penix, I'll be watching you. Go ahead.
Look, man, Carl, you come on here with all your facts. If you haven't watched the episode, go back and make sure y'all check out the episodes. They're on the network. But coming from a guy who randomly started watching college football just a little bit as the chat started, but now started watching it even more because of the chats and because of your show. You give me pointers and stuff and folks to look out for. So this question is from the people. With so many players in college.
Oh, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, Tomo. No pushback on my top 5 list?
No.
If you ain't had Shedeur on there, you would have got some pushback.
All right, cool. Just making sure. Can I get some honorable mentions? Because I know somebody's going to kill me for some.
Let them kill you. Right. Tell them go check out the show.
No, they're not in the top 5. I'm just giving some honorable mentions here. Honorable mentions, Sam Hartman.
You're giving away the product, man.
Yeah, Doug Hartman, my bad. Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman's an honorable mention. Grayson McCall, I'll give him an honorable mention because, like, over his career. And I just want to give a shout out. This is not an honorable mention. I want to give a shout out to Danny Granger, Georgia State 4-0. Danny Granger is playing phenomenally this year. Just wanted to give him a shout out. Not Danny. Darren, excuse me. Darren Granger, excuse me.
I'm glad. I was like, hold up, when Danny go back?
Darren Granger, excuse me.
You got 40-year-old kickers, man, with wives and kids at home. That's all I'm saying, man.
Darren,
but here you go. For the folks, man. With so many players at the college level and so many games, like, how do you keep up with all of it? And what advice would you give someone who's trying to get into college sports? Because sometimes that's really the excuse. They're like, man, it's too many games. I'm not watching.
Facts. That was my excuse for a long time.
All right. So I'll first start into how did I get into it?
How did you get into it and how you keep up with it?
So how did I get into it? So, I mean, ever since I can remember, I love football. So I used to watch football on Sundays. And so when I found out it's an extra day to watch, I'm all for it. Like, Saturdays, I understand it's college, but it's still football. Like, I remember being a kid and I watched some Florida game and some dude did a juke move and juke somebody. And that's all I was doing for like the rest of the day on the trampoline, running and all that. I was just doing the same juke move. Like, that's just how I got into it. The atmosphere is just phenomenal. You can hear it through the TV, how great the atmosphere is. The bands, the student sections, the play is so many styles of play you can watch, from triple options to air raid, the pro style to, the West. You still got West Coast and stuff like that. So many different play styles to watch. So many games. It's games. Me now, I hate it, but when I was younger, it's games on from noon to like 1, 2 in the morning. So you got football all day. NFL, you got games from 1 to like 10:30, 11 because people got to go to work. But Saturday, I got till 2. Sign me up. So that's how I really got into it for real. Now, how do I keep up? So at first, living with my mother, we used to, ESPN, Fox, CBS, just flipping through a lot of channels, to be honest. I used to flip through a lot of channels. And then one day in college, my guy, Nick, who, we no longer speak, but he's still my guy, he put me on the ESPN 360. And he was like, yeah, man, I'll be watching all these games for free on ESPN 360. They show you so many games. It was really at first for college basketball. But then the next year when college football came around, I was like, let me see if I can do it for college football too. And that's how I started watching more and more games, keeping up with players. Like, All right, I'll take you back a little bit. In high school, I remember like gym class. You know how gym class to start the year, you don't do nothing. Y'all just sit there for real. Or y'all might do lessons. So I remember I had a notebook and I would just write down player stats that I remember from Saturday and like try to keep up. So it's another way how I got into it. But yeah, so ESPN 360 came along. Haven't seen. I used to watch more games that way. Got other reasons, other ways to watch games. I won't say on the networks.
No, just know we watch them. That's all you got to say.
Just know I was watching. And now I got YouTube TV. YouTube TV, you can watch 4 games at once. You got so many sports channels on YouTube TV. You got ESPN, you got ESPN2, ESPNU, Fox Sports 1, CBS Sports Network. You got CBS, Fox, all those channels. Like, it's just a lot of watching, a lot of keeping up. I be on my phone sometimes trying to look at play-by-play, seeing how certain players done, what happened, and I'll go and look, check out games. That's pretty much how.
Okay. So for someone I know, well, we don't really gotta say it now because everybody in the community is now they room for Colorado. So we kind of got a team to watch now. Everybody stayed up to 3 a.m. last weekend. So there's no more excuses for people. Me neither, but there was a lot of folks that was like, man, I'm still trying to wake up.
Man, I was recapping from noon to the like third quarter of Fresno State, Arizona State. Man, I was tired.
Bruh.
But again, though, Carl, just let the folks know. Glad you came on here. We know you're gonna be back on because you know you do your every members only videos with Vaughn. So make sure y'all click the link in the description, become a member. But once again, Carl, tell the folks where to find you at and when they can check out the show.
All right, before I get into me, I would like to, as always, shout y'all out because y'all are the reason I had this opportunity. So I'm very appreciative of that. I know a lot of people say, hey, you work too hard and you might burn yourself out, but I choose to do these things, man. So it's on me at the end of the day. Joe and Tomo don't tell me, hey, here's a list of games, do it. No, I choose to put that burden on myself because I love it. So it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, you catch me every Wednesday and Sunday. Wednesdays around 8, 9 o'clock at night. Sunday around 11 in the morning. Recaps, previews. Recaps obviously are what they sound like they are. Recaps of the game, previews. I normally give just like my keys to winning the game. And I even had Ty in the chats. You become a member. Say, hey, you was right. Georgia State, you said they need to run the ball. Coastal Carolina could not stop the run. Georgia State won 30-17. So I do keys to winning games. Again, like always, shout out to y'all. I got a couple little segments coming. And I will say around the time college basketball starts, there will be a change to the schedule because I got to do midweek college football. Got to do basketball is Monday through Sunday. It's Monday through Sunday. I know Friday is only mid-majors, but I watch mid-major basketball. So I'm going to play in the mud with the mid-majors. So, so there will be a change in the schedule. But for right now, it's every Wednesday and Sunday.
There we go. Make sure y'all check out CTC. And thanks for being on here, Carl. We holler at you in the chats, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all for having me.
Appreciate you coming on. Let's get it. Don't lose to the Colts.